Hi guys, how you doing? It's Rich with Pit Lanes Sim Racing once again, and F1 22 has just been updated with patch 1.06, and I thought I would just run through the update notes with you, and you can give me your feedback on what you think on it. Please make sure you're hitting that like button and also subscribing to the channel. So let's have a look at what we've got here. I'm doing this blind. I've not looked myself at this, so my reactions are first time and real. So F1 22 vehicle performance has been brought more in line with the real season. All F1 time trial leaderboards have been reset as a result of this change. Now, I'm wondering whether that's to do with corner speed or straight line speed, or if it's an even deeper change to do with tyres and things like that. I had read on forums, I've not delved into it too deep, I had read on forums that in the game cornering speeds were far too high, but again, I've not looked into that myself. ICE and MGU-H wear rate reduced to be less punishing while using automatic transmission. I've heard a lot of people complaining generally about wear. I've not seen it as an issue myself, but I use manual gears, so. Sector time indicators will now show the expected colours when completing a lap. I've heard people report that. It's not been an issue for me, but I have heard that. Improved AI logic at pit entry and exit. Now, I wonder how long that effect is. Now, is it just for when they go into the pits and just for when they're leaving the pits, or is it the lap prior and the lap post pits? Because before I read on, I feel like while I like the cool tyres coming out of the pits, I feel like the player suffers more than the AI. Addressed an issue where tyre temperatures are reset after pausing the game online. Addressed an issue where in some instances broadcast safety car issue can cause all AI control cars to overtake it, resulting in mass disqualifications. I've seen a video of that was quite hilarious. Resolved an issue where personnel facility upgrades were not applying to drivers. Fixed an issue where track grip could reduce between qualifying sessions. Interesting. Addressed an issue on Baku where the player could crash into turn 15 on Baku when under AI control using flying lap. Addressed an issue with Tech Pro barriers coming loose on Baku. Interesting. Colour for sponsor decals and badges can now be applied from a preset colour slot. General stability improvements, various minor fixes. Mark will now correctly mention icon drivers. Addressed an issue where the wrong graphics card could be chosen on game launch, which could have resulted in a crash. Game will now correctly load when using Intel graphics. Adjusted network session searching so that NM14 errors are less likely to occur. AI icon removed from the timing board during a broadcast safety car. Corrected Kevin Magnussen's eye color. Collisions now correctly reported in UDP data. That's pretty cool. Now, two-player career. Resolved an issue. In some instances, players could not advance past contract negotiations in two-player career. Addressed an issue where players could get stuck after season break in two-player career. So at least they're sorted. Because a lot of people do two-player careers. Improved mix of bottoming out F1 cars, now more audible. That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting because it's a real sound, and we could have porpoising jokes, but bottoming out has always been a thing. So interesting. Improved performance and mix of tyre scrubs and skids. Added new audio from Mercedes AMG GT Black Series for the 3 people that play the supercar mode. Fixed an issue where the race engineer could incorrectly mention Racing Point instead of Aston Martin. Resolved an issue where headphones could not be selected as radio output device on PlayStation 4-5. Wheels. Fixed an issue relating to force feedback on several compatible wheels. Logitech. Yeah, so that's actually a very well-known issue. So that's a good thing because a lot of people use Logitech wheels, right? So that's a great thing. Fix an issue where LED tachometer rev counter lights were not working on Logitech wheelbases. LSB and RSB buttons added to Thrustmaster wheels on Xbox. VR. Improved performance when companion screen is set to full screen. Addressed involuntary head movement when braking and accelerating. Good. Fixed an issue with Oculus Rift CV1 due to stencil mesh being enabled by default. Modified default settings to improve compatibility, visual quality, and performance optimization. So I'm going to have to test that right out. A deep dive article covering changes to handling and force feedback can be found here, which we may have a look at some point. Now, out of those, I'm really interested in the vehicle performance brought in line with the real season, and all time trials have been reset. I'm interested to know what it is they've changed there, because I know not everyone has had this problem or given this feedback. Personally, I've had an issue with lateral grip at the rear on corner exit, maybe up till about fourth gear. I've been unable to decide whether it's the lateral grip from the rear tires or the drivability or torque from the engine. And I'm interested to know whether that particular patch note addresses that in any way, because it could. But who knows? Who knows? Because they haven't really said anything other than they've brought performance in line, which in my opinion will make them slower. So we'll have to see, won't we? What do you guys think to those patch notes? I think it's good. There's a lot of fixes there, much needed fixes like the Logitech fix and things like that. Let me know down in the comments what you think and what you would like to see improved in future patches. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you soon. Take care.